So you're a stylist, but you're struggling to find clientele, retain clientele. You always have a bunch of drama in your chair. You don't know what prices to charge people. You don't know what the right thing to do. This is the video for you. And if you're a client and you can't find the right stylist, you don't know how to pick and choose, you can never find someone in your area to do the style that you want to do, and there's always some drama that you're hearing about, and you don't want to make a mistake and end up in the wrong stylist chair, this is also the video for you. So today we're going to be discussing the etiquette of salon care, not only from the stylist, but also on the client's end as well. I am so honored to have Acuity Scheduling as our sponsor today because a lot of these issues that we're having as a client and stylist is because we don't have a booking link and all the things that it offers to us to make things much smoother. So I'll be happy to talk about them later on in the video, but they will be our sponsor for today. So let's dive into some of these major issues that a lot of us are having when it comes to the client and stylist relationship. My name is Duchess Braids, and I was able to maintain over 1,000 clients within a short period of time of styling and braiding hair. And I want to teach you guys the etiquettes that I use as a salon stylist and the things that I expected from my clients as well, how I was able to build a tremendous relationship between me and my clients, how I went from being a stylist in my kitchen for less than a year to open up a full luxury salon and keeping myself booked and busy, making multiple six-figure income at the same time. So let's start with the most basic thing that I feel like no one ever really mentions, or they tiptoe around this discussion when it comes to gaining clientele. So now I'm on the stylist standpoint. First and foremost, I feel like we're missing a point of why you might not be gaining clientele or retaining clientele. And maybe it's because your skill level is not where it needs to be. So I know that could come off a little bit harsh and might make you pause with this video. However, it's just the truth. You have to work on your skills first. You can't expect clients to see your work and it's not where it needs to be and expect them to sit in your chair and even return to your chair if you're not doing a style properly. Take the time that you need to take to learn. There is free courses, YouTube University. There are courses that you can pay for from other stylists that you can learn the skills you need to maintain your clientele. So you have to have your skills up to par. If you are a stylist in an area and there are a ton of other stylists doing the same thing you're doing and they are way better than you, it's time to step your game up, and that should be your main focus, is making sure you're doing these styles properly, making sure you're staying up on the trend, and just knowing how to execute the styles that your clients are asking for. That is the main and most basic thing that you need to focus on first before even trying to gain clientele. One of the ways that you can practice and do this is not only on a mannequin's head, but you can also practice on your family members, your friends, whoever you can get in your chair. Before you start charging and sticking a price point on getting clients, you need to already have your styles and everything together. It needs to look good. It needs to look presentable. Your clients need to get up out your chair and feel like they are looking better, they're feeling better, and they're much confident, not insecure, not wanting to go home and take the style out, not asking for discounts or giving you attitude because you just didn't deliver on the style. And you need to take accountability for that as well. So that is first and foremost one of the main things that you need to do as a stylist. Now, clients, I'm talking to you now. If you are choosing a stylist and you see their work plain as day, whether it be on social media, whether it be from a referral, and you see that maybe the style is not up to par, but you're willing to go to them maybe because they have a cheaper price, it is not their fault if you don't love the style or it's not up to par. You saw their work, you saw their price point, and sometimes the price point does reflect the quality of work. And so sometimes you have to go into this with a mindset of, I just want somebody to do my hair for a little bit of money. It might not be the most perfect aesthetic looking style, but it's going to get the job done. So that's first and foremost, is work on the styles, work on the talent, work on the skills of braiding, and clients, choose properly, choose wisely, and don't just always go for the cheapest, most convenient person. Okay, so now your skills are up to par. You're ready to start taking clients, but you don't know where to start. First and foremost, those people that I've mentioned, your family, your friends, random people that you can get in your chair to do them for free, they should be your referral link. They should be giving out your information to any and everybody, especially if the style looks good and it's eaten down. You need to let them know that they need to be telling people who did their hair and making sure they're not just saying thank you when they get a compliment on their hair. They're actually saying this is who did it, showing them who did it, and you can find her here, here, and here. These are the things you need to be telling your friends and family to do first and foremost. Secondly, social media. If you're not using social media, you're really not doing a good job of trying to market yourself. So, Instagram, you need to be uploading pictures, videos, whatever you can do. Stop with the embarrassment of, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want people to judge me. People aren't going to like it. You have to start somewhere. You have to market yourself. You want to get to the money. You have to put yourself out there. You don't have to be in the camera. Take the pictures off your clients, take the pictures off your family members, take the videos, upload it. Hashtag your city, hashtag your area code, hashtag everything that you can to be seen. Let's go back to the dinosaur ages of giving out business cards. When it comes to gaining clientele, you have to put your guard down, you have to put your pride down, and you have to step out here and just do whatever you can to get people in your chair. It's okay to walk with business cards. If you see someone in Walmart, if you see someone out and maybe they have braids already, or maybe their hair might look a little untidy, or it might look like it needs to be done, or maybe it's already done. It doesn't matter. If they're the audience that you're trying to reach, give them a business card, show them your page, be like, hey, if you ever need your hair done, I do hair. Here you go. Quick and easy, very simple. Approach them. Excuse me. Um, if you ever need a stylist, here. You don't need to ask them who does their hair. You don't need to dive into any large conversation with them. Just quick, simple, to the point, give them the business cards. And once you start gaining clientele, you need to make sure you talk to your clients about referring you. This is for the clients. Clients, if you go to someone and you really enjoy how they do your hair and you truly support them, there should be no gatekeeping. Don't be concerned with, oh, she's gonna get booked out, I'm not gonna be able to get in, or oh, I don't want nobody to know where I get my hair done. Like, I don't want everybody sitting in my stylist chair. Like, that is just not the mindset to have, especially if it's a young stylist starting out and they need clientele. You should be doing whatever you can to help them grow, and they will appreciate you for doing that. Another way a stylist can help out with the referral link is give a percentage off. So maybe giving like $10 off or 10% off, not only to your client for referring you, but also the client that they're referring. So say you did your client's hair, you say, hey, if you refer me, I'll give you $10 off your next style, but I'll also give the client $10 off their style when they come in. This not only gives the client the incentive to come into you because they're already coming in at a discounted price, but also your client is motivated now to make sure that they can tell people about you so that they can get a percentage off their next style as well. Very easy way to incentivize people to talk about you, to refer you, and get people in your chair. Okay, so now you're gaining clientele, you're getting people in your chair, you're still writing your appointments down in a little book, and you're losing track of clients. Your people are showing up at the same time because you forgot to write someone else's name down, and you're double booking and you're doing a bunch of stuff. This is a time for you to get a booking link. You should have got a booking link right from the start, but I'm going to talk to the people that are now making these mistakes. Get you a booking link. People, clients do not want to call you to book an appointment. It's just not that day and age anymore. And if you are someone that still enjoys doing that, kudos to you. However, for the majority of people, they want as least contact as possible. And the best way to do that is to have a booking link to your Instagram, link to whatever social media you have, in whoever's phone that's referring you, you need to have a booking link. And the best booking link that I've come across so far is Acuity Scheduling. One thing about that is they can click on the link from your social media, go to your booking site. They don't have to talk to you. They just read your rules, read your guidelines, read the instructions, choose the style that they want, book the style, see your schedule, see what you have available, what you don't have available, match up what their schedule is to your schedule, book the appointment, pay their deposit, get a reminder text message when it's time to show up, pay the rest of their fee if they didn't want to pay it in full on the site, and go about their business. You need a booking site. It looks more professional. Listen, you don't know how many people I've walked away from because I have to call them to make an appointment. It is the most annoying thing ever. So if I'm ever going to a stylist and I have to call you to make the appointment, I'm probably not going to book with you. I want it easy breezy. I want to go to a booking link. I want to book the appointment on the booking link. I want to choose the day, time, whatever that works best for me. And then I just want to know that it's secure with a deposit, that it's not going to get canceled randomly. Or if it does, like I'm due back some respect from the client because I did pay, a deposit for this time and they need to honor it in some way. And so you most definitely need to start with a booking site. Acuity Scheduling is a very inexpensive site to sign up for, and it is just so convenient not only for the stylist but most definitely for the client. So you have your booking site up. Let's talk about one of the major issues that I see between client and stylist that is running rampant, that is destroying a lot of relationships that clients are having with their stylists and stylists are having with their clients, and that is a line of communication. People are just not communicating. The thing about me when I was running my salon is that I communicated almost every single thing to my clients so that they're aware and they feel in the know of what's going on. If I'm running late, my client is going to know ahead of time. If I have to cancel, I'm going to let them know at least 24 hours ahead of time. If something is going wrong, if I'm running out of a certain hair, whatever it is, you need to communicate with your clients. And clients, that goes both ways. You have to communicate with your stylist. You're not going to show up 10, 15 minutes late to your appointment without letting your stylist know ahead of time. If you're running a little bit late, text your stylist like, hey, hon, it's a little bit of traffic. I'm about 10 minutes late, but I'm on my way. A lot of stylists value their time. And so you being 10, 15 minutes late, they might have policies in place that you have to pay or they have to cancel. But sometimes a little bit of communication might soften that policy a little bit to be like, okay, she did text me. She said there was traffic. I'm being understanding today. I won't charge her a late fee. I won't cancel her appointment. I'll just go ahead and take her because there was a line of communication. But imagine me as a stylist. I'm sitting in a salon. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes go by. By then, I've already texted you. I haven't heard anything from you yet, and then you show up 20 minutes late expecting me to just jump right onto styling you. I'm going to definitely enforce my policy now because you showed up with lack of communication, coming in whatever time you wanted, feeling entitled, and now all my other clients are pushed back. So I definitely feel like communication is a big deal, and that's why on Acuity you get your clients' phone numbers. Client, please put your phone numbers in the scheduling link. That way, if your stylist has to cancel, has to reschedule, or just text you to reach out to you to let you know they're running late, they can do that. Please don't hide your information or vital information from the booking site because you just want to do that. Like, it's very important for the stylist to have a line of communication with you. So go ahead, put your email there and put your number there so that they can contact you. Also, you'll get a reminder from Acuity Scheduling of your appointment time and all the information you should need. It's just an easy setup to go ahead and book through a scheduling link like Acuity Scheduling. Now you're up on communication. Let's talk a little bit about policies. A lot of stylists like to go all out. They experience a lot of things, and I feel for you because I've experienced a lot of things in the salon as well. And sometimes when you experience these things, you want to just jump on your booking site immediately and you want to type, don't be late because of this. Da, 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 da." Like you want to get to it. You want to let your clients know, don't try me. Don't do this because you just experienced something one off with one other client. Don't do that. You don't want a booking link or a scheduling page with a bunch of guidelines and rules and what they can't do and cannot do and like you want to turn people away quick. That's the best way to do it. Once I start reading a bunch of rules, laws, and guidelines, as a quality client, I show up on time. I show up within the guidelines. I'm very nice and respectful to you, and I tip very well on top of it. So if you want those type of people in your chair that is going to be respect your guidelines, respect the rules, and tip you on top of it, don't run them away with all the rudeness, because once I see a bunch of red lines and a bunch of laws and a bunch of policy on your side, I'm just going to immediately feel like maybe you're a little rude. I don't know what it is, but it just comes off very rude when I see a bunch of like, don't do this, don't do that. And especially your language on your side, you have to be careful of how you word things. If you don't know how to speak properly, or if you don't know how to talk or write without an attitude, or it's sounding like you have an attitude, there's Chat GPT. You can always go on that and get them to write up your policies and stuff like that to make it look professional. But if I'm reading something and I feel like I can hear an attitude out of it, I am not going to book with you. So you have to be mindful of how your scheduling link looks. Let's talk about something as simple as a late policy. One of the things that I never enforced in my salon was charging for people being late. If you want to run clients away, that's a great way to do it, is charging a late fee. Yes, you want to hold your clients accountable. However, I just felt like sometimes I might be running a little bit late, not just getting to the salon, but maybe I'm behind with a client. And so I don't want to ever make my clients feel entitled to my money or entitled to a discount because I'm running a little bit late. And that's how they feel when you have a late policy enforced by payment, is that they feel like, well, if I'm late, she's going to charge me 15 bucks. So what about if she's late? Is she going to take off 15 bucks off of my style? You don't ever want your clients to feel that entitled to the money that you make every day. And so don't enforce a late policy that you charge people. I feel like the best way to enforce a late policy is letting them know, like, hey, if you're running late 15 to 20 minutes, I have to change the style that I'm doing in your hair. Especially if you're a braider, change the style that you're doing to a time frame that is shorter than the one that they booked. That is one of the best way. That way your client still gets a style. They're going to be a little bit unhappy, but they have to take accountability that they were late. And then if you were to do the same style that they wanted, that it will push all your clients back, and now everybody's mad and now you're here longer. Clients, you have to understand that as stylists, they take their job just like you take their job. It's a job just like how you go to work every day. And if your boss asks you to stay 20, 30 minutes late without getting paid more, you'd be a little bit upset. That's kind of how stylists might feel. Like, I don't want to stay past 5 o'clock either. Even though I do make my own time, I make my own schedule. Like, you still have to respect the fact that they might have to go pick their kids up. They might have to go start dinner at home. They have a life as well. And just like you don't want to work an extra 30 minutes for your boss, they don't want to work an extra 30 minutes either. And so you have to respect the time and why there are late policies in place, regardless of communication and everything. You have to respect it. And so I find that communication is the best way to respect people's late policies. For me, if I knew I was running late, whether I had a client in my chair already, and I would normally know within 30 minutes to an hour how late I'm going to be. And I will always text my client ahead of time. I'll always give them a heads up at least 30 minutes to an hour before their appointment time to let them know, like, hey, I'm running about 30 minutes late. You can come at this time. That way, your client, if they're at home, they have a 30-minute extra to just sit at home and watch their favorite TV show or whatever before heading out to their appointment. Or if they're already on the road, they can make a detour and go get something to eat or go shopping or something for 30 minutes before coming to your salon and sitting down in a chair staring at you, waiting for you to be done. This line of communication gives them a way to to figure out something else to do with the time rather than sitting in the salon looking at you getting an attitude because you're taking forever. Communicate with your clients. It doesn't hurt to stop for a quick 2 minutes, find the clients that's next up. You know the time that they're coming in. Give them at least a 30-minute warning that, hey, I'm going to be 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour late. Come at this time instead. Give them a time frame. Don't just say, hey, I'm going to be 30 minutes late and then expect them to show up. Like give them a specific time that you want them to come so that their expectations now is to still be on time, even though you're running late, is to still be on time at this specific time frame, right? And clients, if y'all get that I'm running late text, that does not mean you could be even later. Well, she was late, so I'm gonna be late. That is not the mindset to have. You still have to respect the stylist time and just be on time, because now if you're late because she was running late, now she's pushed back even further into other people's time that is just going to screw up the entire day. So just don't be respectful and be understanding. And that's why the line of communication thing is so important, because I just communicated with you that I'm running late. And so now you know like the exact time I would like you to show up. Hopefully you don't have a problem with it. And we both end up happy at the end of the day, right? Now let's talk about one of the scariest things a lot of stylists and the clients have to deal with, which is going to be payment and charging. So I'm on the stylist point right now, is that a lot of stylists, when they're starting out and they're young, I do feel like if you're trying to gain clientele, your prices might need to be on the lower end. Even if you're a great stylist and you're doing the hair really, really good, because you're in that phase of trying to gain clientele, you do need to have your prices a little bit lower than the average, right? And once you've gained your clientele, I'm not going to say shock them. Ah, this really tough when it comes to pricing. Everybody is going to have an issue. You're going to lose clientele when you go up on your price, but you do need to eventually go up on your price, because that's just how business works, right? If you're doing a style at a certain caliber as everyone else in your area, but they're charging $10, $15 more, and everyone is coming to you because you're a little bit cheaper, the cheap clients normally, honestly, is the ones that gives the most issues. Let's talk about let's talk about this for a little bit, and please don't get offended if anyone just likes to pay less for hair or whatever, but the lower your prices are, the more BS you're gonna have to deal with. That's just the nature of the beast. So as fast as you can up your price to the level of everyone else or even a little bit more beyond, do it. So as soon as you've gained your clientele, I wouldn't necessarily say warn your clients. You have to treat your business as a business. Does Walmart make a big deal about their prices when they go up? No, they don't send out a big dramatic email letting everybody know that they're going up on their prices. Or maybe they do. Either way, like a lot of people, doctor's office, if they're going up on their prices or what they charge you, are they gonna make a big deal about it? Like, are they gonna send out an email telling you, hey, we're going up on prices? No, they just kind of do it and you book or you don't book. And so that's kind of how I look at it. I'm kind of on the fence. Like sometimes I feel like transparency works great, but then it just scares people and make people feel like, oh, she's doing too much. So I would say I would not write a big email saying you're going up on prices. I would just do it. And once you make that jump, make it your jump for a year or two, right? So you don't want to incrementally go up, like, oh, 3 months I'm gonna go up $5. Next 3 months I'm gonna go up $5 more. Just make that big jump. Do the $15 jump, 10, $15 jump, and people are gonna fall off. People are gonna notice and be like, oh, it was $40 when I first went. but then some people might not notice because they haven't been to you in a while, right? So it might not be a big deal to them. Some people might understand, like, hey, we've been getting a great deal, but now she's up on her prices like everyone else, but I love her. I've built a relationship with her. I have some rapport with her. So I don't mind paying these extra prices to be in her chair, because I know one thing she's going to do is communicate, which a lot of other stylists aren't doing. One thing she's not going to do is have a bunch of crazy rules on her booking link. And so I don't mind paying that extra money now that she's up on her prices, right? So a lot of people understand. There will be a few that won't understand, and those are naturally the people you do want to weed out, because, but like I said, the cheaper paying clients do be giving the most problems. They do be wanting the most. And so if you can weed them out as fast as you can and have your steady stable clients, that is the way to go when it comes to pricing. And so be a little cheaper starting out to gain your clientele. And once you have a nice and steady flow and you feel like you're getting booked out, then you can meet your peers at where they're at. If you're even better than your peers, maybe $5 more or so. And clients on your end, just be understanding that they can't stay low, and the BS that they have to deal with when they do stay low, and the type of people that come in needing, the most needy people, the people that's doing the return on deposits, calling their bank and canceling stuff, like, they don't have to deal with a lot of those people anymore. Now, let's talk about deposits and why deposits are so important. From the stylist standpoint, if a client has to pay a deposit, which means they are less likely to cancel, they're less likely to not show up, they're less likely to want to reschedule or even do anything when it comes to the fact that they've already paid a certain percentage of that style that you're doing. So they're less likely to no show, they're less likely to cancel. And that's why deposits are put in place. That is so that at least if the client does cancel last minute, doesn't show up, that the stylist still has something from that missing hour. So now let's talk to the clients. It's very important for stylists to have a deposit in place, because even though you might not no show and you might not cancel last minute, there are other people that will. And so if I have a style that maybe that's my style for the day, let's say it's a 6 to 8 hour style, it's going to run the client $350. That's my full day. She booked it. She didn't pay a deposit. Let's say the deposits aren't being paid. She didn't pay a deposit, and then she no shows my entire day, my entire light bill, water bill, cable bill, that for that day or that week or whatever is gone. Just like that. Gone, because she didn't show up. I didn't hold her accountable with a deposit. I didn't, nothing. So that whole block that someone else could have booked, you just took someone else out of their spot that they could have booked, is gone. And so that is why stylists have deposits in place, so that when clients decide not to show up, when they decide to cancel last minute, we have a little bit of security of money, even though it's not the full price. And I do know that some stylists, if you do it last minute, they're going to charge you full price anyways. I do think that's a little bit messy, and I've never been fully okay with that rule. However, I understand it. It's just like any other place. It's like you booked the time, you booted someone else out of that spot that they could have had, and then you had the audacity not to show up. Like, you most definitely need to be charged, because now I have to eat that charge. I have to eat that price. I'm, what I mean, out of money for the day when I could have had a full day of making money. And so y'all do have to understand, or this is why stylists take deposits, because it's just a line of security for them to have a little bit of something, even if it's 25% of the style, even if it's $25 of the style, they at least walk home with something. We all know that life happens, and sometimes clients don't do it on purpose. Sometimes something came up that is really important and they just cannot do it, they cannot show up. And so, as a stylist, sometimes clients will communicate that with you. Some stylists is just no show one time, you're blocked and you can't book with me again. But some people, they might be a little bit more understanding. In my case, like I was a little bit soft with my clients and I was a little bit more understanding. And so if that happened, I wouldn't immediately block them as long as there was a line of communication with me on what's going on. And then as a stylist too, like honestly, I really value time over money. Not saying I didn't want money, but I really value time. So even if I didn't have a no show, like I wouldn't be so pissed because then I get to go home, I get to chill with my man, I get to whatever, I get to like go shopping, I get to kind of like do things, right? That I wasn't doing if I was stuck in the salon. But not everybody thinks like that. Not everybody feels like that. Some people is like, I need my money, right? And so they don't like when people play with their money. And so they have policies in place because they don't like that. In the other hand, for someone like me that values my personal time more, I was okay with a little cancellation, a little show a little change in style. It wasn't okay all the time because, especially if I had back to back clients and like I had a client in the morning, maybe the middle client canceled. Now I have to sit there and wait an hour or two for my next client to come in. I didn't like stuff like that. However, like I said, I valued time way more than I valued money when I was doing hair. And so those things, I didn't have major policies in place other than definitely a deposit. You were going to pay a deposit, but I wasn't going to charge you full price if you didn't show up. When it comes to deposits, clients can still go to their bank and ask for their money back. That this is why you need forms in place. This is how acuity scheduling again comes in handy, because now you can have forms. They have this thing where you can create a form, you can create questions, and one of the forms you can have is basically your client agreeing to your terms and conditions when it comes to deposits and cancellation and stuff, so that once they book with you, they are agreeing and they can click the yes button on that form. They can basically write their name down. You can make your form into a contract with your client so that if they do try to go and call their bank to get their money back, that you have a contract in place with them saying that they agreed to your policies, they agreed to this deposit, they clicked the yes button, and then they did write their name down. And so you could easily send that screenshot to the bank to win your case back from that. So let's move on to more that forms can do. So one of the things that I had, because I was doing YouTube while I was in the salon, so a great way for me to get permission from my clients to film them is I had it in my form where I asked them like, hey, I do recordings, I do Instagram and YouTube. Are you okay with this? Yes or no? And so I would, before every client comes in, I would look at that form to see if they clicked yes on that. And so I knew it was okay for me to film them. I wouldn't just jump into filming them anyways. I would still ask, like, you okay with me filming? They were like, yes. But not only that, they can't come back later on and be like, oh, I didn't agree to this. Like, I didn't agree to being on social media or whatever. They signed the form that basically said, like, hey, I film, I do this. Do you agree? Are you okay with me filming you? Yes or no? They had the option to click yes or no. And either way, I wasn't going to cancel their appointment if they said no. I just wouldn't film them, right? So that is a way to get permission. So not only that, forms is also a great way to know things about your clients before they come in your chair. So if you are a stylist that need to know, like, do you have really thick hair? um, what's your hair texture, just silly things about your clients that might make the appointment go by easier, or so that you can prep better. Like, what color is your hair? Is it 1B, one, like, is it a 1B, 2, 4, whatever? You can gather that information from your clients beforehand so that you can prepare yourself before the style. So forms is just a great way to get information, make contracts, get agreements through your clients prior to them booking you. And so that again is on acuity scheduling, and is just a great way to secure yourself as a stylist. Now, I've listed out some great points on how you can gain, maintain, and keep your clients. And as far as the clients, I listed out some great ways how to uh, communicate with your stylist, how to basically pick the right stylist for you. I didn't verbatim say like, "Hey, this is how you pick your stylist," but I did mention in the video like what I would say no to as a client that's booking. So when I say those things, I'm really talking to you like, "Hey, look out for these things," because more than likely, if you're reading a booking site that is filled with a bunch of rules and policies, more than likely you're going to be dealing with some stuff that you might not agree to. So you have to read between the lines, because there is no other way other than someone speaking badly or leaving a review for you to know if this is a stylist for you or not. So one of the things you need to do is be able to read through these things and decipher if this is something that you want to agree to or not. Right. And so I've listed out some great ways for both client and stylist to move forward in booking with the right people. Stylists, I definitely feel like you should take this point. Again, I was able to maintain a lot of clientele. I was booking out my scheduling within minutes. As soon as I opened my scheduling link, or as soon as I opened my books, it was booked out within minutes. Clients used to get a little, a little bit mad. And if you're at that point, one of the advice that I would give to you that I wish I had done was, instead of making my clients, my loyal clients, fight over spots or open spots at the beginning of every month with every new client that was trying to get in my chair, what I should have done was have them either book out when they're leaving a previous appointment, especially if there are like clients that are religiously in your chair every 2 weeks. Just have them book out their appointment for the next style before they even leave the salon. And so that when it comes to me opening my booking site, I don't have to have them fighting the people that show up for me, the people that tip well, the people that are respectful, have them fighting with these new people that I know nothing about. And so that's one of the ways I wish I had done my scheduling when I was in the salon. And even though, like, yeah, you can say, like, yeah, my site was able to be booked out within whatever, I might have lost a lot of great clients because of that. Like, no one wants to fight over an appointment. Like, now that I look at it, I wouldn't dare be on a site fighting to book an appointment because someone opened it um at the first of every month, and I have to like wake up early and try. Like, I wouldn't dare try to do that now. And so that's one of the things that I look back on that I would have done differently, is that if you're at the point where people are literally fighting to get an appointment with you, respect the people that have been with you since day one, respect the people that show up bi-weekly or every month to get their hair done. Respect their time and respect them, because they are the people that you can depend on. Because once the trends die down, once there's a new kid on the block, once there's different styles that maybe you're not doing, those same people that are new and that's fighting to get in your chair, they're on to the next. They're chair hopping, while these people that have been with you, that have stayed true with you, they're going to be there for the long run. And I would love to say that the older generation, if you have an older generation in your chair, respect them and keep them, because they know what they want and they're going to come back to you every single month for whatever style that they're doing, because they are religiously like that. Now, the younger generation, they're chair hopping. They want the trending styles. They want what's new and what's hip. And so they will not stick to you or be as loyal to you as the older generation. So definitely stick with, be respectful to everyone, but definitely show some love to the people that is showing up for you, and that, if there was ever a recession, or if there ever was anything, um that you can count on these people to show up and help you pay your bills. All right. And so I hope you guys were able to take away from this video. And thank you so much, Acuity Scheduling, for sponsoring this video. You can click the link in my description for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, type in code Duchess Braids 20 to get 20% off your first Acuity subscription. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you were able to take away from this video. If you would like to see more videos like these, just let me know in a comment, and drop some comments about some experiences you guys have had as a stylist or as a client that I was able to discuss in this video. Tell your story so that people can read and know in the comments like what is going on in these salons. And if you agree with what I've been saying, or if you don't agree, let me know why, and we can move from there. But I really want to have a discussion about this in the comments. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.